Jon Jones has given his fans and the entire MMA kingdom a lot of memorable moments. However, he's also given them a lot of reasons to worry. Here's why MMA fans are concerned for Jon Jones' health. Fan anxiety has been raised over UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones after he posted a series of disturbing tweets that have since been deleted. Jones made 5 strange tweets in a row on Sunday afternoon, and he didn't provide any context for any of them. The UFC great first tweeted, "Don't kill me," and then, "Don't kill you either," a minute later. After that, he tweeted, "Being nice conversation." He then tweeted, "Erase this year? Twitter says," and Twitter says before deleting his rant. However, it was too late, as fans had already read the tweets. But what could these tweets mean? Jones, who had previously held the light heavyweight belt for numerous years, became a 2-weight UFC champion earlier this month when he submitted Ciryl Gane in a little over 2 minutes to earn the heavyweight title. One fan believed that Jones' comments were the result of an ailment. According to the fan's tweets, he believed Jones was suffering from an injury and wouldn't make a return to the octagon this year. For UFC 290, which takes place in July during International Fight Week, Bones has teased a rematch with former champion Miocic. UFC President Dana White has hailed Jones as the greatest fighter of all time. He even announced that Miocic was next in line for the heavyweight title, shortly after Jones won his fight against Ciryl Gane. Dana White said that Jon Jones is unquestionably unique, being that he has faced off against the sport's absolute elite. In an earlier bout this month, Miocic watched from the cage as Jones easily dispatched Gane, and the new champion issued a warning to his potential future opponent. Jones told Miocic that he hoped he was training hard, and that if he had one wish, it would be to square off against him in the octagon. Jones also said that he was desperate for Miocic. But with Jones' recent Twitter rants, who knows the state of mind he's in at the moment? In case you didn't know, Jones was a heavy cocaine user and alcoholic. Consequently, the fighter's strange and cryptic social media posts have sparked rumors that he may have relapsed and gone back to his cocaine-consuming ways. One fan who suspects this to be true tweeted that Jones had gone 2 or 3 days straight binge drinking, and that the UFC legend had entered the delirium stage. But it wasn't all suspicions though, as some fans thought there was foul play that wasn't any of Jones' fault. A particular supporter of the boxer stepped up to allege that the fighter's Twitter account had been hijacked, and that it wasn't Jon Jones who posted those worrying tweets. Since neither the Jones team nor Jones himself have addressed the situation, one can only wonder if the champion is experiencing some personal difficulties. After all, if Jones' account was truly hacked, then someone from his camp or Jones himself would have said something, right? Let's face it, the only thing that has tarnished Jones' reputation all through his career has been his issue with drugs and alcohol. Think about it. At only 23 years old, Jon Jones defeated Mauricio Hua in the 3rd round in 2011 to become the UFC's youngest champion. As he rose to the top, he successfully defended his championship belt 8 times in a row. Who else can do that? However, he eventually fell from grace due to a combination of off-the-field activities and poor discipline. Nonetheless, fans cheered enthusiastically for the American wrestler because he was just too good. He even became the first mixed martial arts fighter to be sponsored by Nike. Jones has also performed some heroics, superhero style. Hours before his bout with Hua, the champion prevented the robbery of an old couple by following the perpetrator through the streets of New York and catching him. His efforts in stopping the robber did some good to his reputation as a junkie. In his own defense, Jon Jones admitted that he was an addict, but he also added that addiction wasn't limited to cocaine use alone. He stated that pot smokers, cigarette smokers, and even alcoholics were all addicts too. But those just sounded like cheap excuses to his critics, and the action actions that followed did little to boost his already dying image. After crashing his Bentley Continental GT while under the influence of alcohol and causing many collisions, Jones was suspended and stripped of his belt a few months after his heroics. And after being on the run until the wee hours of the morning, he turned himself in at a police station. In response, UFC president Dana White booted the fighter and took away his belt. And just as things seemed to be looking up for Jones again, he was pulled over for racing illegally in his Cadillac just a month before he was set to return. Police say Jones was ticketed for racing, which he insists didn't happen, and for exceeding the speed limit, which he says was just an acceleration. According to the report, he was also cited for mishandling a police badge and failing to maintain his lane. He justified the former offense by saying the badge was merely an ornament. The police officer taped the exchange, in which a clearly psychotic Jones was heard telling the officer that he's a liar and a pig. Fortunately, Jones returned to the octagon after an extended absence due to the disputed accident and illegal races, and promptly defeated Ovin St. Preux. His fight against Daniel Cormier was planned after the victory, but just 2 days before the event, he got himself into more problems. Hydroxychloroquine and letrozole metabolites were detected in his system. The former is a masking agent used to cover up the usage of the former product, which is an estrogen blocker used to increase testosterone output. To serve as punishment, Jones was dealt a double whammy when the option to regain his belt was taken away and his pay was also withheld. In response to his punishment, Jones said that no one knew how much he earned at UFC 200 and that he won't be getting any of it for the next 12 to 24 months. One of Jones' biggest opponents, Daniel Cormier, has also criticized the current heavyweight champion for his alleged substance use. They've squared off twice in the octagon, with Jones coming out on top both times. But after Jones failed a drug test, his rematch victory over Cormier at UFC 214 was nullified. Both Daniel Cormier and Jon Jones have been seen making light of one another in the days leading up to the battle. During the press conference before the fight, DC pointed out Jones' rumored cocaine use. Jones had previously referred to Daniel Cormier as a crackhead with a suit on, and as you would expect, Cormier had an appropriate response to that. DC said that he may look like a crackhead, but he's never used crack, so he can't be labeled as one. In fact, before his fight with Daniel Cormier at UFC 182, Jon Jones also tested positive for cocaine metabolites. But after being taken to rehab, Jones maintained his denial that he has a cocaine addiction. However, he reportedly admitted to MMA Fighting that he had a heroin problem. Let's just hope that Jon Jones' recent tweets weren't as a result of substance use, because MMA fans wouldn't want to see a revamped Jon Jones go down the drain once again.